So hi there everyone, welcome back to the walkthrough series. In this video we're back again at reading passage 2, test number 2 from the Cambridge 10. So for this passage we're going to be talking about gifted, somehow it's not gifted, sorry for that, gifted children and learning. So yeah, we have basically matching features. Matching features is a really nice term when we see this particular type of question. You might use any letter more than once, means that there's a chance that any one of these paragraphs are going to be met twice. It's followed with some matching each statement, meaning we have to find the we have to find the person, or maybe let's say, or an object, or someone who. But however, in this I think it's a people, since it says people, so we have to find who said these words, and finally we have some sentence completion, I guess. But this is like more of a gap filling. We have no more than 2 words. All right, let me highlight that real quick. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get started. All right. International giftedness is most frequently determined by a score on a general intelligence test as an IQ test, which is above a chosen cutoff point, usually at around the top 2 to 5%. Children's education environment contributes. So its education environment contributes to the IQ score and the way intelligence is used. So I just want to know a reference to the sorry for that. A reference to the influence of the domestic background on the gifted child. You really wanna we really have to know. So a reference to the influence of the domestic background. A domestic background is some sort of a house. For example, a very close positive relationship was found when children's IQ scores were compared with their home educational provision. So we have that one, and we have also Freeman. So we're going to take that. The higher the children's IQ score, especially over IQ 130, the better the quality of their educational backup, measured in terms of reported verbal interactions with parents, number of books, and activities in their home. Because IQ tests, and this supporting the point, because IQ tests are decidedly influenced by what the child has learned. They are to some extent measures of current achievement based on age norms, that is, how well the children have learned to manipulate their knowledge and know how within the terms of the test. The vocabulary aspect, for example, is dependent on having heard those words. So basically, a reference to the influence of domestic background. So that's pretty much what I believe here, I guess. So this is a educational backup. So yeah, I think paragraph A is talking about that. So it's going to take that. Influence the domestic background, because it says, for example, a very close positive relationship was found when children's IQ scores were compared with their home educational provision. The higher the children's IQ scores, especially over IQ 130, the better the quality of their educational backup. So yeah, that means in terms of reported verbal interaction with parents. So at home, they interact with parents, number of books, and activities at their home, which is domestic. All right, let's go for the paragraph B. Excellence does not emerge without appropriate help. So yeah, take that. To reach an exceptionally high standard in any area where very able children need the means to learn, which includes material to work with and focus challenging intuition, and the encouragement to follow their dream. There appears to be qualitative difference. So qualitative difference. What does actually qualitative difference mean? So we just really want to know. What did that qualitative? I just really want to know qualitative difference. The word qualitative difference. What does qualitative difference mean? I've read that within in one article. Qualitative difference is it's like I think a qualitative difference is like when a nature of quality of things rather than difference in quantity or amount. It's like it describes variations in characteristics, features, or essence of something. Qualitative difference means like how a child behaves or something like that, as far as I can remember, but I cannot recall that right now. So the qualitative difference in the way the intellectually highly able think compared with more average ability or older pupils for whom external regulation by the teacher often compensates for lack of internal regulation. To be their most effective in their self-regulation, all children can be helped to identify their own ways of learning. Metacognition, but what we just want to take that as a technical term, which will include strategies of planning, monitoring, evaluation, and choice of what to learn. So emotional awareness is also part of metacognition, so children should be helped to be aware of their feelings around the area to be learned, feelings of curiosity or confidence, for example. Feelings of curiosity, and confidence. Is there anything that is talking about that reference to what can be lost if learners are given too much guidance? So like guidance is one key term for us. Can be lost, a reference to the damaging effects of anxiety. We have another that damaging effects, examples of classroom techniques. So yeah, we have nothing more. C, high achievers have been found to use self-regulatory learning strategies more often and more effectively than the lower achievers, and are better able to transfer these strategies to deal with unfamiliar tasks. And this happens to a such high degree in some children that they appear to be demonstrating talent in particular areas. So high achievers, I want to take that. Learning strategy more often and more effectively than lower achievers. There's a comparison of that. So overviewing research on the thinking process of highly able children, Shore and Kanevsky, 1993. We want to take that as well, because do we have that names? Yes, we have that. We have Freeman, and by the way, I think we highlighted Freeman over here, and Shore Kanevsky is over here. Put the instructor's problem succinctly. What did the meaning of succinctly mean? I really forgot. Succinctly, it's kind of like clear, I guess. Put the instructor's problem succinctly, clearly, maybe. I mean, straight to the point, I guess, right? Okay. Anyway, if the gifted merely think more quickly, then we need only teach more quickly. If they merely make fewer errors, all right, then we can shorten the practice. But of course, this is not entirely the case. Adjustments have to be made in methods of learning and teaching to take account of many ways of individual think. Paragraph C. I guess nothing about paragraph C. Still, we haven't found anything. Since we're going, of course, question after question. We don't really want to deal with this one yet, for the purposes of the video. So a reference to what can be lost if learners are given too much guidance. So yeah, we haven't yet met anything about guidance. Yet in order to learn by themselves, the gifted do need some support. So I think do need some support is some sort of a guidance right there from their teachers. Conversely, meaning alternatively, teachers who have a tendency to over-direct can diminish their gifted pupils' learning autonomy. Given learning autonomy means the way how they learn. Although spoon feeding can produce extremely high examination results, these are not always followed by equally impressive life successes. Too much dependence, too much dependence on the teacher risks loss of autonomy and motivation to discover. However, when teachers help people to reflect on their own learning and thinking activities, they increase their pupils' self-regulation. For a young child, it may be just a simple question: what have you learned today? Which helps them to recognize what they're doing. Given that a fundamental goal of education is to transfer the control of learning from teachers to pupils, improving pupils' learning to learn techniques should be a major outcome of the school experience, especially for the highly competent. There are quite a number of new methods which can help, such as child-initiated learning, ability peer tutoring, and etc. Such practices have been found to be particularly useful for bright children from deprived areas. All right. What do we have? So we have it's really the passage. So yeah, Paragraph C is pretty much talking about. I mean, paragraph D is really talking about giving too much guidance can make. It's some sort of a way where it will lead a child to lose their autonomy and motivation to discover. So therefore, it is better to implement a new method called child-initiated learning, ability peer tutoring, which is much more useful in deprived area for children from deprived area. The deprived areas are it's like a region or community that lack basic necessities and resources. Maybe like adequate housing and blah blah blah, education. It could be a lot of stuff. So 15, quite number 15, and I guess that's D. I really do believe that is D. So yeah, I'm gonna take that. It's giving too much guidance. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna remove that and put this color here. A reference to the damaging effects of anxiety. Let's go for that. But scientific progress, but scientific progress is not all theoretical. Knowledge is also vital to outstanding performance. All right, we got that. So take yellow. Individuals who know a great deal about a specific domain will achieve at a higher level than those who do not. Shout, 1995. Research with creative scientists by Simonton, another one. Simonton. Okay, we just want to highlight that with different colors because we want to navigate through. Brought him to the conclusion that above a certain high level, characteristics such as independence seem to contribute more to reaching the highest levels of expertise and intellectual skills. Due to the great demands of effort and time needed for learning and practice, creativity in all forms can be seen as expertise mixed with a high level of motivation. I just want to take that as well. Okay, anything about paragraph E? All right. But examples of classroom techniques which favor socially disadvantaged children. Really, I think that I met that in paragraph D as well, because examples of classroom techniques. Really. I think that was paragraph D, I guess, right? There are quite a number of few new methods which can help, such as child-initiated learning, ability tutoring. Okay, so I think that's it. This is over here. Let me just take another color for that. I'm gonna take a green, or let's take this green. Yeah, I think that's paragraph D. Over here, it's talking about the methods. And we exactly know that the socially disadvantaged children means deprived areas. So yeah, we found number 17 as well. However, 16, we're still stuck with 16, and I think, as far as I know, paragraph F is going to be the answer. A reference to the damaging effects of anxiety. Let's find the anxiety. To sum up, learning is affected by emotions. Emotions is something a reference to anxiety of both the individuals and significant others. Positive emotions facilitate the creative aspects of learning, and negative emotions inhibit it, meaning they come from their generation. Fear, for example, can limit the development of curiosity, which is a strong force in scientific advance because it motivates problem-solving behavior. In Boykart's, I don't know how to pronounce that name, review of emotion and the learning of very high IQ and highly achieving children, she found emotional forces in harness. They were not only curious but often had a strong desire to control their environment, improve their learning efficiency, and increase their own learning resources. So do we have anything else? We don't really have. We have passage 3 below that, but yeah. All right, so paragraph F, basically, let me just remember that. And before I start explaining, I'm gonna take that and make it a little bit fancier, cyan color. Damaging effects of anxiety. So why do we have exactly damaging effects of anxiety? We need to find out some information about anxiety in paragraph F, right? So the author is arguing that Fear, for example, can limit the development of curiosity, which is a strong force. Can limit the development of curiosity, which is over here, is a damaging effect. A reference to the damaging effect is anxiety. Anxiety is like a fear, so right? So I think that the paragraph is the most suitable one. Now the classification, talking about classification, less time can be spent on exercising with gifted pupils who produce accurate work. Who said that? I think it's more. Who really said that? We're not really sure about that as well. So okay, let's find. Let's see the Freeman. Children's educational environment contributes to the IQ score in the way intelligence is used. For example, a very close positive relationship was found when children's IQ scores were compared with their home educational provision. The higher their children's IQ scores, especially over IQ 130, the better the quality of their educational backup, measured in terms of reported verbal interactions with parents, numbers of books, and activities in their home. Nope. Does Shorkanevsky said. So what did he say? Put the instructor's problem. If they, the gifted, merely think more quickly, then we need only teach more quickly. If they merely make fewer errors, then we can shorten the practice. Less time can be spent on exercise with gifted people who produce an accurate work. Ah, okay. Fewer errors? Yeah. If they make merely fewer errors, like is that you produce an accurate work. They produce an accurate work because they if the gifted merely think more quickly, then we need only teach more quickly. If they merely make fewer errors, then we can shorten the practice. Produce accurate work means make fewer errors, right? So like less time spent on exercises is also another paraphrases version to shorten the practice, right? So yeah, who said that? It is Shore and Kanevsky. Let's go with the paragraph. Option B. All right. Self-reliance is a valuable tool. Self-reliance is a valuable self-reliance. I think there's some sort of dependence, I guess, and I know it's a bit somewhere right here. Independence over here. There we go. I read that. I basically remember that so that I know. Independence seems to contribute more to teaching. So yeah. What do we have? Self-reliance is a valuable tool that helps gifted students reach their goals. Really? So what do we have? Who said that? Elshout. Individuals who know a great deal about a specific domain will achieve at a higher level than those who do not. Is that what he said? So what do you have? What else did he say? Research with creative scientists by Simonton. Okay, we have another one. Brought to the conclusion that above a certain above a certain high level characteristics such as independence seems to contribute more to reaching the highest levels of expertise than the intellectual skills due to the greater demands of effort and time needed for learning and practice. All right, who said that? Simonton. Is that Simonton? Do you have Simonton? Yeah, we have D. I'm gonna take D. There we go. Finally. Gifted children know how to channel their feelings to assist their learning, and I think that feelings was in the last paragraph and pretty much Bo-Kearts is talking about. Let me just underline Bo-Kearts, and I'm pretty much sure he's going to be the answer. Gifted children know how to channel their feelings, right? Do they know how to channel their feelings exactly? So in Bo-Kearts' review of emotional and learning of very high IQ and highly achieving children, she found emotional forces and harness. They were not only curious, but often had a strong desire to control their environment, improve their learning efficiency, and increase their own learning resources. There we go. So yeah, pretty much easy. The very gifted child benefits from appropriate support from close relatives. And I know that close relatives, was it here? Home backup. There we go. Parents' numbers, and I think that is Freeman. I think that is Freeman who said it. Freeman. Freeman said that thing over there. So a very close positive relationship was found when children's IQ scores were compared with their home educational provision. The higher the children's IQ score, especially over IQ 30, the better the quality of their educational background measured in terms of reported verbal interactions with parents, number of books, and activities at their home. So yeah, Freeman said that. Finally, really successful students have learned a considerable amount about their subject. Really? Who said that? And I don't know. I think it's Shore and Kanefsky said that. Pretty much. Today. Because there was a great deal amount. So individuals who know a great deal about a specific domain will achieve at a higher level than those who do not. There we go. So really successful achieve meaning achieve at a higher level. So who said that? It was said by El Shout, is it? El Shout said it? So let me just see. El Shout 1995. Okay, so I think it's El Shout, a bit. It's pretty fine name to pronounce, by the way. But okay. So now, one study found a strong connection between children's IQ and the availability of something. A strong connection between. Let me take green. Okay. Let's go with the paragraph A automatically. So what does it say? One study found a strong connection between children's IQ and the availability of something and something at home. Connections, really? And I think that is books and activities in their home. I think that's books and activities. Books and activities. Let me say activities. All right, let me take that. Then let me just take another color so that I know that I'm answering them. Strong connection. So verbal interactions with parents, number of books, and activities in their home. So yeah, so paragraph 8, writer argues that a very close relationship was found when children's IQ scores were compared with their home educational provision. So, and what is that? A strong connection means a very close relationship. So the reason is like why educational, in terms of reported verbal interaction with parents, number of books. So it's like books and activities. So we don't. So we already have the word "and," which is a reference to us. I just want to underline that. And which is giving us not necessarily giving us a list, but otherwise if it was given a list we would have a comma there. However, we don't really have it, so it's not really basically mentioned about the list. It's talking about the types of activities, I mean types of exercises they basically are involved at home to do. So yeah, so the most grammatically speaking, number of books and activities in their home, so at home. So yeah, children of average ability seem to need more direction from teachers because they do not have what they exactly don't do, what they do not have. And I think to reach an exceptional high standard in area in any area, very able children need the means to learn, which includes materials or blah blah blah. To be at their most effective in their self-regulation, all children can be helped to identify their own ways of learning, metacognition. So children of average ability seem to need more direction from teachers because they do not have what they do not have. Which will include strategies of planning, so there appears to be qualitative difference in the way we act. So once again, children of average ability seem to need more direction from teachers because they do not have something. So there appears to be qualitative difference in the way the intellectual highly able to think compared with more average ability or older pupils. Let's say take that. For whom external regulation by the teacher often compensates for lack of internal regulation. So yeah, we have the answer as internal regulation. All right, so we're gonna take that. Metacognition involves children understanding their own learning strategies as well as developing what? Okay, so all right, so metacognition involves children understanding their own learning strategies as well as. So learning strategies are strategies of planning, monitoring, evaluation, and choice of what to learn. Emotional awareness is also part of metacognition, so children should be helped to be aware of their feelings around the area to be learned, feeling of curiosity or confidence, for example. So yeah, developing emotional awareness. So so we had to find out the information about metacognition. So to be at their so it says to be at what is that? To be at their most effective in their self-regulation, all children can be helped to identify their own ways of learning. Metacognition, which includes strategies of planning, monitoring, blah blah blah. So all these, I think, factors are like what is that called? Learning strategies, their own learning strategies, which will, their own ways of learning metacognition, which means their own ways of learning is strategies of planning, monitoring, evaluation, and choices of what to learn. And there's just, after putting a period, they're saying emotional awareness is also part of that metacognition, which is as well as developing, understanding their own learning strategy as well as developing emotional awareness is also part of metacognition. So children should be helped to be aware of their feelings. So it's emotional awareness, which is a technical term playing here. So yeah, that is the answer for us. Now, teachers who rely on what is known as something often produce sets of impressive grades in class tests. So known is a, once again, that's a technical term that something cannot be paraphrased. So what do we have? Teachers who rely on what is known as something often produce sets of impressive grades. And I know that grading was some way all right. So yet, in order to learn by themselves, the gifted do not do need some support from their teachers. Conversely, teachers who have a tendency to over-direct can diminish their gifted pupils' their gifted pupils' learning autonomy. Although spoon feeding can produce extremely high examination results. High examination results is another way of saying impressive grades in class tests. So therefore, although spoon feeding within a single quote, it is giving us the answer. Although spoon feeding is a technical term here as well. So there we go. If I'm not spoon feeding. There we go. So yeah, we have pretty much finished Cambridge number. No, we did not finish. I'm sorry for that. We finished passage 2. We finished passage 2, and we were going to go for the passage 3 on the follow-up video very soon. So yeah, basically, I think this passage. I mean, this passage 1 and passage 2 was so far easy to I guess solve the questions, and we know that we have done some classification, some sentence gap fillings, followed by but initially we had the matching features. However, you really have to know that sentence completion in this case, you really have to know a let's say general English grammar, which is in which case that the stage of general English grammar is learned in levels of A1 to B1, basically, as far as I can remember. So yeah, however, you can just go through a revision through Michael Swan's book, Practical English Usage, to understand the difference of variety of words, such as there were words like above and stuff like that, as far as I know. So yeah, there you go, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, as it really helps the channel to grow and to provide such. I'm pretty much sure that to some it's going to be pretty handy and really helpful to just sit down and watch while having some snack or drinking a coffee. And so yeah, please guys, if you have not subscribed, please do smash that like button and subscribe, and of course that notification bell, so you just don't miss another content if you of course publish or post or upload. So yeah, thank you very much guys. Once again, please do support. Your support means a lot to this channel, so that we can keep on uploading such content for everyone free of charge. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful time.